Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for visiting me on my channel. My name is Emily Gear. I'm a transformative energy healer and a multidimensional channel. And we are going to do your general energy update for this week. Today is May 1st, and I'm excited to be starting a new month. I hope you are too. So this reading is generally for the next 7 days. However, it's also for the next 7 days whenever you find this reading. So it doesn't have to be May 1st or 7 days after that. So I just want to thank all of you for all of your likes and subscribes and shares and comments. We have some amazing individuals on this channel, and I just truly enjoy reading everything that you have to say. So thank you. Thank you for commenting and sharing, and even just clicking that like button helps. As usual, before we start, I'm just going to bring you over to my website, which is how you can set up a private session with me. I'll be it for a reading or an energy healing session or any combination of the above. We really work with what is recommended for you at the time. And also on there are some readings and channelings by email, which are have a lower cost point. So if money is an issue for you right now, that is definitely a great option. I've been collecting some amazing feedback from those channelings, which I will be putting on my website soon, but people have been very happy with them, at least that they have told me. And so definitely check those out as well. I've actually had I wish I knew. Right now I have $1,000 bill to pay for the vet's office. I have 2 animals who have to see the specialist for internal medicine and have been since January of this year. So you are personally helping me when you purchase one of those readings or channelings. If you can't do that, it's totally okay. You can make an energy exchange donation if you appreciate my videos, or you can also just watch some ads. Eventually, I will get revenue from people watching ads, although I have never received a check yet, but that is because there is just not a lot of money that comes in through ads. But it is helpful, and I do thank you very much for all of the things that you do to help share my work with others. So without further ado, I'm going to get started with the reading. I was drawn to my Victorian Romantic Tarot again. It's the Russian version. So we're going to get some insight for the week ahead, please, through the Akashic Records, Akashic Enlightenment, through Source Energy. What do you have to share with us, please, for the collective, for the week ahead? What do we need to know for the week ahead, please? What do we need to know for the week ahead, please? All right, so we have Temperance that came out and sort of twisted around. So I put it upright, although it did come out kind of reverse. So actually, let's put it in the reverse. I think that's how it's supposed to be, because I'm matching it with the feeling that I'm getting right now, and I think this is Temperance in reverse. All right, let's see what else wants to come out with that. What else? The 8 of Wands. I feel like there's at least one more card that wants to come out here. And then I want to grab this pile of mixed oracle cards. What does the collective need to know about the energy this week, please? There's one more card in here somewhere. There it is. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry. That took me, or the Nine of Pentacles, I'm sorry, in reverse. That took me a minute. All right. All right. So I definitely feel a wake-up call for fixing any imbalances in your life. I'm especially feeling the physical body for a couple reasons. One is this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and this card called Drink More Water. So I feel like there's a good chance that there is some clearing and clarifying that needs to happen within the physical body, but also within the energy body with Temperance in reverse showing up here. Temperance also features water, of course, pouring the cups of water back and forth. Sometimes it's fire and water. So there is a kind of transmutation, a kind of transition, a kind of alchemy happening within the physical body, but also within, actually they're showing me the mental space right now, that a lot of changes are taking place on the mental space, that there is a quickening of the impulses on the mental scale for whatever reason. There may be, actually they're pointing now to this Eight of Wands, and I'm actually hearing that there is a strong telepathic push at the moment, so you may be feeling very receptive to that. You may be putting a lot of it out. They're actually saying focus on how to be still so that you can be more receptive to that, because there may be blocks in the way not allowing you to receive that based on your need to kind of calm the mental space. So the blocks may be mental that are happening. There are also some physical blocks. I don't know what that means yet, but I am just sort of getting this feeling and appearance of the cells within the body being overladen with, or like laden with sort of waste material. So I'm hearing about processed foods right now. If you have still been eating processed foods, think about where you can at least cut back on those. And I'm actually feeling this sense of you don't have to stop cold turkey. Number one, there's a good chance you won't keep it up if you just like stop cold turkey with your cold turkey. If you do it gradually, make a small change or make a slightly better choice. Maybe it's not something with all the fillers in it, but you choose something that's maybe more natural. And you just keep making those choices gradually, that it's going to, there's a chance that it will stick longer, that you will do it longer. You will create a habit if you can continue doing this for 21 days or more. There actually is no judgment coming through on your eating habits, which I think maybe was a message for me because I am so sensitive to judgment on eating habits. I will say that that's something that I've been working on for a little while, but this is now coming through for everyone. Also, so they're saying, like, if you eat animal protein and that is what works for you and your body feels best with animal protein, then continue doing it. Just choose better sources. Same with plants. If you feel best eating only plant-based foods, stick with that. Just make sure you're balancing your diet so that your body is getting what it needs, okay? Drink more water. Make sure you are cleansing and clearing your body, hydrating 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce per pound of body weight a day, depending on what your exercise level is. This is something I recently learned, and I was not drinking nearly enough water. So be sure you are doing that. Disclosure, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure none of you are going to kill yourselves by drinking water, okay? So I'm not going to worry too much, but I'm not a doctor. The other card that came out here is Go Now. So I feel like there's sort of an urgency, a pressure to do this, to make this physical change. You might be feeling the pressure, or the pressure might come on by like your physical body not feeling well, or potentially your brain fog. Some of you are probably feeling brain fog right now, is what's coming through. And that it's those physical changes that will help you considerably. Actually, brain fog can absolutely happen if you're dehydrated. So make sure you are drinking enough water. And the shape of your, like the health of your physical body is directly related to your mental health, but also for whatever reason they want to talk about telepathy this week. So your ability to receive and to send is related to how efficiently your physical body is using energy, okay? For whatever reason, I don't know why. It makes sense to me on a certain level, because you're using energy more efficiently, therefore it's traveling more efficiently, you're more open, you can receive more, you don't have these sort of clouded thought form type blockages that are that happen in the mental space, so you're receiving better. I'm hearing that it's a critical time to get yourself, your physical body balanced. I guess that makes some sense. We are like in the first part of Taurus, which is really all about the physical body, and the care and unconditional love of it. So it's about more things, but that's the one thing that's really coming up strongly right now. So that's something to keep in mind this coming week. Okay, let's get more information. What else? Sorry about lawnmower guy outside. He never stops. He never stops. Every day cutting the grass. Okay. So we've got the Hermit in reverse and the Hermit in reverse and what the hell is this? The Emperor. Hermit in reverse and the Emperor. What I'm feeling from this is actually there is a coming out of the shell, coming out of closeting into a more ostentatious, is the word I'm hearing, more ostentatious kind of presentation of yourself. So whatever that means for you, I don't know if people are being allowed out right now. I know that is not the case where I am, but it may be the case where you are, that you might be bringing yourself forward more. Actually, this just reminds me suddenly of that meme online where it's like a medieval painting of a religious figure with all kinds of ridiculous shit, and it says something like, me coming out of quarantine with all the ridiculous crap I bought online. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It's almost like this ostentatious presentation of yourself, representation of yourself back in society or back in the world on some level. Maybe it's not fully back into society, maybe not everything's opening up, but maybe you're able to get together with some people or something in some way. Maybe you're able to go back into the office, something. And if it's not that, then I just feel like there is this, there's obviously this energetic coming out of the closet, maybe literally, maybe there is something that you've been hiding, whether it is has to do with sexuality, right? Or the phrase coming out of the closet usually means that, or it can have to do with anything that you're hiding. You know, maybe you are being more honest with those around you about certain things, and taking control of a situation with the Emperor showing up here by being that most honest and truthful part of yourself, they're saying. And so I also feel like this kind of goes back to if you are physically coming out into the world, into the workplace, that it's almost as if you've been through some kind of transformation here, some kind of going inwards and seeing the truth, seeing the light in the darkness, which is another thing that keeps coming up, and that you are bringing forth a new honesty, a new truth that you are now in control of at this time, that you're no longer manifesting you're no longer manifesting the from a place of wounding in certain situations, that you have been able to clear that and become more in control of what you are creating in this world. It's about mastery. You have mastered something. So it could be different for every single person. For a lot of people, it's going to be a mental mastery because we've been going through that for a while. For some people, it's going to be some kind of emotional mastery. am getting this sense of having mastered something and stepping forward with a new sense of power. Okay, so I've just pulled 2 cards. One is Nematona, Sacred Space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. The other one is from the Archangel, this is the other one from the Archangel Michael deck, and it's Innocence. Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. So this to me sounds very much about being at peace with what is. And that is absolutely part of mastery, right? That's absolutely part of mastery on every level. Being at peace with what is on the mental level. Being at peace with what is on the physical level. And this to me suggests that, even though we're moving out of this time of cloistering, that we need to have learned from that the benefit of creating our own sacred space and being able to connect back in with our own peace, our inner peace, and our ability to create peace within the sanctuary of our physical body, back to the physical body, which is absolutely boosted and bolstered by treating the physical body in a way that is healthy, by eating healthy foods and drinking plenty of water so that the toxins are being released out of the physical body. So this is all interconnected. I do feel like there's a regeneration. There is a truth coming forward, a truer self. But there is a sense of action that needs to be taken here. That may be different for each one of you, but I do definitely feel like there is a need to return to thinking about the health of the physical body and what you're putting in it. And how you are using it as an extremely sensitive conductor of your soul, first of all, the temple of your soul, right? But also a conductor of energy. So that now they're taking me back to the telepathy. And not only telepathy, actually, since that is very much on the mental plane, but also intuition, which for me comes more into the full physical body. These things are connected and similar, but also different. And if you are not in your highest and best working order, then these things will be affected as well. And they had me say it in that way because if you have like a physical disability or something that is like, something you are working for as part of your karma, your destiny, your, experience on this earth, they want you to know that it's all about your highest and best. So if you have this disability or this, genetic condition or whatever, that is not affecting that is not creating like, some kind of clog or something. Okay. Like that is part of your journey. And so that is not something to think that you need to like, that you'll never be good enough or never like be able to receive your intuition as well as you could or anything like that, that is part of your journey. And so that is all perfect for you right now. That's not to say that you cannot heal from these things, but there's an important thing about healing is that we need to be in acceptance of where we are now. We need to love ourselves as we are now in order to invite that healing in. If we sort of like reject a piece of ourselves that we think isn't working right or isn't correct, then we actually put off healing. So I feel like I'm just spitting word diarrhea right now. So I hope this is making sense, but I just want to get all of this out right now at this moment, especially if you guys are going through some stuff dealing with the physical body. But again, remember something huge about intuition and telepathy coming in. It will be heightened and strengthened the more that you can do to support the vessel, which is receiving. It's like a weather vane. Your body is a weather vane, sort of. As I drink my black coffee. But listen, only 2 cups a day. It's not too bad, right? Whoa! Threw my cards. Okay, we're going to take the ones that came off the top and went to the floor. Those are the ones I feel like are meant for us right now. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Four of Wands. All right. So this is some very stabilizing energy. You're moving into this way more stable physical energy. This is about being able to, actually, I'm feeling strongly, there's something here about self-worth. If you've been struggling with self-worth, this is the time to start to, I don't want to say address that, because I think you probably are already addressing that in some way, but they're driving me back through the physical body. Like when you start on that level to care for and cherish your own physical body, then you begin to have that kind of love and respect for every level of your being, okay? So it almost has to start there. It reminds me of when in December or January, for the last year or so, I personally have been having this struggle with feeling unsupported by my physical body. I've had a number of medical issues. One of my issues has been an old spinal fracture and severely strained lower back muscles. And I also train jiu-jitsu, and I was training 5-6 times a week, sometimes 4. 4 was my slow week. 6 times was my, a lot of training week. And I would feel at times that, I also have an issue where my ligaments are really flexible, but then they give out suddenly. So I would have issues where I would feel like my body was just falling apart on me, like literally coming apart at the seams where the ligaments weren't functioning, or literally not supported because my freaking back was crazy. And I didn't realize how bad it was until March or something. So I didn't know I was, trying to do a serious martial art on an old spinal fracture. But the point being that I had this conversation with my body, and I was like, I feel like you don't support me. I feel like I work so hard to make you strong and to make you healthy, and you don't support me. And I did not expect this at all, but I heard in my ear, the way that I hear clairvoyantly, I heard, well, you have never supported me. And I realized in that moment that I had been tormenting my body my whole life, overtraining, not eating the right foods, not listening to myself when I was hurting, when I needed to take rest days, or in my younger years in college when I would go days eating 250 calories, you know what I mean? Like starving myself, or in days in my 20s when I just moved to New York City and we were drinking all the time, just terrible things. And I realized, oh my God, it's a relationship that you have with your physical body, and it is a two-way street. And I just want to share that. I know I took a long time to explain that, but I wanted to share that with you because I feel like either somebody is struggling with some kind of eating disorder or some kind of thing where they are depriving themselves of either rest or nourishment, and that needs to stop because you are hurting yourself with that. And I don't say that in a mean way. I just say that in a way that I know. I know. And they're showing me that we have these powerful physical instruments, but they must be supported. They must be given nourishment. They must be given rest. They must be given appropriate energetic cleansing, they're even saying. So remember to clear and protect your own energy. That this then creates the change. So I'm saying all this as part, and honestly, that is what these cards are about. I'll show you the cards. Here's the Wheel of Fortune with the Queen of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Wands. So this is all about support in the physical world, in the physical body, in your own physicality, and that you can have this. This imbalance can be turned around. It starts with attention on yourself, though. And first of all, they want to say also forgiveness. If you have done any of these things to yourself, or anything comparable that you're feeling in your mind right now is like, oh God, this is the thing I am doing, then you need to forgive yourself for that, because when we are holding those things in anger, we end up punishing ourselves more And what always suffers? It's usually the physical body on some level. And right now, there's so much focus on that. I have adaptability, the moon in Gemini here. Acquisition, the sun in Taurus, which is where we actually are. And revenge, Mars in Scorpio. So what I actually feel like here is that this is really saying that if we do not change, if we do not go now and make, these changes and treat ourselves better and allow this energy, this healthy energy to flow into our very sensitively fine-tuned instrument, that there can be backlash from this fine-tuned instrument. So this may mean becoming very much out of tune. This may mean physical illness. It could mean mental or emotional illness. Like, all of these things are connected and interact on every level. I find that while the physical body is extremely powerful, many of the physical ailments started out here in an emotional ailment, and we hold it, we lodge it in a corresponding part of the physical body. So just know, they're also saying, just know, like, you don't have to process all this information right now, that if something is coming up for you on the physical level or the emotional or mental level, and you're noticing it, to take the time to kind of process and bring light to, with the sun in Taurus here, process and bring light to where it is occurring for you, what emotions or what thoughts are involved. And that will lead you to greater clarity toward how to release that. What is actually happening? Is this real? What can I do to change this? All right. It's a very simple, they're saying like a triangle, a triad of issues. Where is it? What are the thoughts? What are the feelings? Put those things together to kind of, in a sense, this is a very mental exercise, but to kind of analyze what's happening and then to kind of unlock your body to release those energies is what they're showing me. All right. Let's wrap it up with a sacred geometry card. See what wants to come out. What sacred geometry card can help us today? This first one is contact, actually. Here's the design. And remember we were just talking about the triad? Here are actually a lot of different triangles. So there's something about triangles this week, and they showed me the healing through the triangles, but this may be significant to you or significant to you this week, or the number 3 is significant. But the geometry and the word for the geometry here is contact. And so this particular deck is actually based upon things that were channeled through the Arcturians. That does not mean necessarily that you're receiving contact or the Arcturians are trying to contact you, but it could mean that. It could also simply mean that bringing light into the darkness, that contact, that awareness, because what is contact but a sudden communicative awareness, or communication happens and then you have an awareness. We were talking earlier about importance of telepathy. So it could be that you receive some kind of contact in that way. So I do want to bring your attention to that. And it seems to be wrapped into this idea of bringing the awareness, the physical body, the feeling, the thought. So that's very practical, but it could also apply to many different things. So just keep that in mind this week. And the next card is Third Wave. And actually, this card also uses the word third, like three, like triangle. So that's sort of interesting in itself, the third wave. And what I'm actually getting from that, here's the geometry here, is something almost like a new wave, something like that it's the start of a new, new or renewed wave of awareness within you, for the world outside you, and also interconnectedness with others. So do know that this is starting something new. There's sort of this feeling of excitement, but a little bit of apprehension. And if you're feeling that, that's okay. Try to focus on obviously the highest and best coming to pass. But this fear is just fear, is what they're saying. I was just trying to connect into what that really felt like. And the apprehension is just some fear toward what is unknown. You're going to be understanding more of what is unknown, whether it is the unknown of, that which is alien to us on some level. My guides love to use metaphors, so it might not be actual Arcturians or actual aliens, but it could also be that which is alien to us, that we begin to shed light on, that we begin to open our eyes to. It could be that which is within us that is alien to us, what has been operating silently in the background that we have not been aware of. Okay, so there is a great amount of awareness which is creating this new wave of, it almost feels like a fire lit. It almost feels like, I grew up Catholic, so it gives me the image of the flames above the heads of the apostles for Pentecost. So you may or may not connect to that image, but that's what I'm feeling like. Like there's an ignition here, which is kind of exciting. And there's something about the pathway through the physical body. So work on that this week. Or whatever makes sense to you, given everything that I've said today, whatever resonates with you. There are a lot of you out there, so sometimes some of my words may resonate. Others might just be like, no, and that's not for me, and that's totally fine. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. I appreciate all of you so much. And do not forget to check out my website. I have to do so many updates on my website. I have new ideas about readings I want to offer. I need to update my About Me video that is so old. But check it out nonetheless, because that is where you can find out how to get a private reading or private energy healing, and or anything, readings or channelings by email. Okay, guys, I will talk to you soon. Keep an eye out for twin flame readings. And an extended reading. I do plan to do that this week. As always, I go by what I can do. So if it doesn't appear, it just means that I was not able to do it. But hopefully I will be, and keep an eye out for that. Okay, guys, I will stop talking now. Thank you. Bye.